the moment that all Premier League fans have been waiting to see.
The king is on the tee.
The king is on the tee. Bigfoot for the Pirates. Here it is.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to the Neville Richards Premier League. This is an amazing show we've got set for you today. Round 10 review, round 11 preview. Thanks, Matty, for joining us. I really appreciate it. It's a big day, especially for you. I noticed that you made your Premier League debut for the year and it wasn't really filled with glory, was it? It was a picket fence here and there. There was some nasty choking on the back nine. You didn't live up to expectations. You paid a lot of money to have you play and it was just a nasty day for... Hey! Mate, we're on. What are you doing?
Oh.
What are you doing? It's not very professional.
Sorry, Mark. That's what I had to wear playing golf on Saturday.
Why?
Oh, if you ever get the chance to play with mustard pants, don't. My ears are still bleeding after it.
I did notice they're a bit red.
He farts. He burps while you're trying to hit shots. I had to have the mask on for the smell and then the headphones or the earmuffs protection for the amount of dribble that comes out of his mouth.
Really?
Disgraceful. Never playing with him again.
I've just given you a big serve and you haven't even...
Oh, really? Why?
Oh.
Something happened?
Well, we might come back to you later. I can't do it again. Wouldn't be very slick.
Yeah, round 10 review. Geez, the conditions were tough on Saturday. 80-kilometre-hour winds, torrential rain, lightning. Fantastic effort for all those that played. We had 104 and included massive 12 fill-in players this week, 12.
Mark. Including your good self?
Yes, I did venture onto the course for my one time a year, but it was interesting results, 2 close games, 2 blowouts, massive implications on the ladder. Another big team eliminated from Survivor and 21 Jamesies this week.
21?
I felt the Jamesy pressure actually while I was out there.
Did you?
I did pass it after 12 holes though.
Well, let's not talk about the first 12.
Okay.
We'll talk about the last 6 later. But I will get back to him. Trust me. You just have to bear with me. I will get back to him later. He's not going to get off the hook that easy. But all right, let's start it, Matty. There's a lot going on. It was, I feel really bad about this because I have played for the Crusaders before. Hasn't worked out that well and it really didn't go that well on Saturday for me, and I assume I've got to make a big apology to the Crusaders. Big sorry to Adam Shawcross, to Ian Lachlan, just to all the Crusaders. I'm really, really sorry.
Yeah, well, I actually did give you the choice of who you wanted to fill in this week, and as you said, you had let Adam Shawcross and the Crusaders down before, so you wanted to have the chance to redeem yourself.
Yeah, I did want to, and I felt like I tried really hard on the back nine. I was in a world. Well, I tried it the whole way, but I was in a world of trouble after 9. But I'm really, really sorry to the Crusaders.
Why are you sorry? Crusaders won.
We won?
Mm-hmm. Crusaders got over the line by 258 to 256.
But did my score count?
And your score counted, Mark.
And we won by 2?
Yes.
Oh, hey!
You got it.
Up yours, Lockie. Up yours, Shawcross. Go Crusaders.
Yes, Crusaders over the line by 2 over the hapless Hookers. Both teams had 13 players. For the Crusaders, what did we say? Cherie Gill, 37. She led the way. Helen Poe, 34. Lee Datson and Noel Pike on 33. He was happy, Noel, when he finished. Said, you can't hang it on me this week. I had 33. Scotty Hopgood and Zave Boland, 31. Johnny Rowe, 30. And your good self, 29.
Big fight.
You beat the Jamesy.
Thank goodness.
But didn't make the dirty 30. While for the Hookers, Burn Boulevard had 37. Wayne Brown, 35. Blenna Hassett, 34. Julie Milne, 33. Mark Wilkins, 32. Tim Belitho, 31. More on you soon. And then 27 was a counted score for them, which was Joy Francis and Mustard Pants McMurrich.
Oh, so I got the better of McMurrich and won by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a great day for golf.
Yes, it is. I don't know, is this the end of the season for the Hookers? they're now 2.5 games out of the top 4.
Oh.
Crusaders had 5 AM players and had 3 counting scores, which was Hoppy, yourself and Dado, while the Hookers 7 morning players. They had Belitho, Byrne and Wilkins count. This left it to the PM players. Crusaders were led by the informed Cherie, who had the 37. Wasn't affected by mustard pants this week. I don't know how you did it, Cherie, but you're a better woman than I am a man.
She's on fire lately.
She's been in good form.
She's a legit Drayton medal contender.
Yeah, I know. She is working into it quite nicely there. But Helen Poe, Noel Pike was good enough to get the Hookers victory. Sorry, the Crusaders victory. We had Wayne Brown, improvement. He did go over his last couple of lesson reviews that he had with me a few months ago. Came in and was hanging crap on me, Mark. Because the second one that I sent there, he reckoned it was a Charlie Chaplin video. It was all images, but there was no voice audio over the top. So
really?
Apologies for that, Wayne. Obviously, you took on board what we said.
I can see you as Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. And then Blenna Hassett and Julie Milne, 33. 2-point margin. Let's see who cost the Hookers.
Well, this should be interesting.
Mustard pants. Wiped the 18th hole. Mark Wilkins, triangle. Very difficult area, the triangle on the course. 1-1-1. But then Tim Belitho started on 10. Had 18. 27 points after 13. Sounds similar to myself, Tim. I feel your pain. And then went 1-1, wipe 2 for 31.
Ooh.
It was a counting score though, Tim. Well done. Our Jamesies.
Jesus,
for the Hookers.
There's a lot going on here.
Jim Pike, James Finch, 25. Bill Adams, 24. He was a fill-in for Samsung McNeil. So he's bad luck, Bill. Just back from overseas. Paul Marnie, 23.
He had a couple of 4-pointers, I saw.
Did he?
Yeah.
Right, I didn't go over his scorecard because it was that low. I didn't have the time to go through that. But and then the Crusaders, Christine Noble, 25. That was the only one for the Crusaders. But the win to them keeps their finals aspirations intact.
I feel for David Byrne. He played very well. Something about him. He could have had a real big score.
Just let it go, did he?
Yeah, just faded a little bit with the back nine, but still some nice swings like this here. He put the whole Burn Boulevard scenario behind him.
He does look pretty good, doesn't he?
Does look very good. I think Tammy gave him some real sort of sharp talking to.
Oh, okay.
So, it was pretty impressive. All right, Matty, let's move on. Any more you want to say about that match?
No, not really. I've delved enough with Lee over the weekend, so if I don't see him for 3 months, it'd be great.
So the Tornadoes and the Peakers were the next game now. There was a massive spray, obviously, from Malaysia that came in for the Tornadoes. Did it have any impact? Did the Mufti have an impact?
The Mufti nearly got there, and it was referred to on the course while I was out there from a certain fill-in for Sheik this week, and one of his playing partners said the Mufti might have worked, but it didn't. Down by 2. Peakers 263 to the Tornadoes 261. Peakers had 13 players, Tornadoes 11. For the Peakers, Johnny Crossett, 2 weeks in a row.
Johnny.
37 points, and with that, he is the Travis Matthew polo winner again for the second week in a row.
That is exemplary, John. Congratulations. Bouncing back from the missile too.
Yes, it was a 5-way countback.
Was it really?
Yep, so Johnny had 20 on the back 9. Brian Bell, he had 18. Burn Boulevard had 15. Cherie Gill had 18 with a wipe on the 18th.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And Matt Salter, who was filling in for the Milkman, he had 17 on the back 9 and he had 1 point on the 18th.
He's going so well too. Oh, Matty.
So I said the Peakers, Johnny Cross at 37, Rim O'Keefe 35, Snags and Flea had 34, 31s for DeFazio, Nipper Dodds and Jeanette Johnson, and Lloyd Shepherd rounded out with a 30, while the Tornadoes, Robbie Moorcroft, 35, Ian Francis, who was filling in for the Sheik, 35. More to come on you two, Ian, in a minute. Jen Edmondson and Chris Dodds, 33. Tickle My Doodah returned back with a 32.
Extraordinary.
And then 31s for Yvonne Casey, Lynn Kirby and Ian Davis.
Wow, there's some decent scoring there. The Peakers they've hit form, haven't they?
Yeah, they hit back with that 2-point win. AM Peakers had 6 players. and 5 of them counted.
Yeah, right.
So they had a good start to it, and that was from Crossett, Snags, Flea, Nipper and DeFazio, while the Tornadoes had 7 and they had 5 count, with Moorcroft, Genos, Chrissy Dodds, Tickle and Ian Davis. There was actually a 3-point advantage to the to the Peakers there in the morning, so left it to the Arvos. As I said, Ian Francis filled in with 35. What do we say? Could the Tornadoes have gotten over the line?
Could they?
Lynn Kirby, 1 point on the 18th.
Oh.
Yvonne.
Well, we're looking for a 2-point turnaround.
2-point turnaround. Yvonne Casey wiped 12 and 13 and 1 point on the 18th. Jen Edmondson wiped the 17th.
Oh.
Ian Francis, it was a fantastic 35. And it was an amazing round. You started on the 10th and you went wipe.
10 and 11.
10 and 11, had 3 1-pointers, and you had 14 on the first 9.
Wow.
And then you went 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2. And as you were walking to the 9th tee, while I was playing the 13th, you started to get a little bit lippy about the Sheik. And even old Boxhead was getting a bit lippy about the Sheik.
Was he?
Yeah, how he was going to lead the Tornadoes to victory, and his score was fantastic. And then what'd you do? You wiped the 9th. So, Frano, you were going so well and you got ahead of yourself.
Oh, you head wobbled. There's
Head
nothing
wobbled.
worse.
Wiped the 9th.
The simple 9th.
Yeah.
Oh, Ian.
We go to the Jamesies. Tornadoes. They had none.
Really?
And they lost. Peakers. Jan Cogger, 25. Warren Stevenson, 25. Did have a 3-footer for birdie on 18 to
Avoid
the Jamesy and did miss it. He was very quick to tell me that, and so was Pants Peacock. 24, cute as a button, Hutton. He actually came into the shop after his round and donated $5 to charity because his score was so bad. And then Alan Carey had 21.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's very nice. All right. Wow. So this left another interesting match, Matty, because the Bullies have been on fire. They've been a bit resurgent. And then the Warriors, under a lot of duress, particularly from probably their spiritual leader, Jill Barker, have been right under the pump. So the next match was critical. Tell us what happened.
Yes, Warriors absolutely smoked the Bullies. They returned to their early season form.
Wow.
260 to 246. Warriors had 14 players, Bullies had 13. And with that, the Bullies are eliminated from Survivor. They now join the Tornadoes, the Pirates, and now it's the Bullies are eliminated.
Big names on the scrap heap.
There is, yeah. So early in the Survivor. So it just goes to show, even though you may not be at the pointy end of the ladder, you still have got that element of the competition to play in. And with that, the Warriors, they were led by Matt Salter. He was a fill-in for Joel Lorna. So much better, consistent golfer than the Milkman. He's gone to Perth, the Milkman.
Has he?
Travel away more than what he does. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Salter had 37. Dale Scott and Johnny McGlone, 35.
I heard the Milkman was auditioning for travel guides.
Well, no, they couldn't afford his food bill, so I wouldn't have thought. Jilly Barker, 33. Boxhead, 31. Jeff Evans and Bernie Reed, 30. While Glenn Sparks, Rod Allen and Matt Davies, 29s. They were too good. The best score for the Bullies was actually Jerry Raviani with 33. Goes to show that it's going to be hard to win when you have a best score being that. Richard West, 32, alongside Rodwell. Matty Whiting had his first game for us. He replaced Cooper McMurray.
Oh.
So Matty, he was filthy when he came in. Had 31. Sooking about it. It's like how he could have done this, could have done that. Matt, we don't care. It's all about results. Just wait to hear mine later on. Judy Said and Barry Doyle, Rob Casey, 30, while Paul Kelleher and Phil Stevens as 28s counted. But massive win for the Warriors. The Warriors had the 7 morning players. Then they had, obviously, Salter, Dale Scott, McGlone, Evans, Boof, easily covering the counting scores of the morning players. Whiting, Said, Casey, Kelleher and Stevens. And then when the Warrior leader, Jill Barker, Boxhead and Bernie Reed come in, it was too much for the Bullies. Best of the P and Bullies was Raviani, West and Rodwell, but not enough to bridge the gap. The Warriors did lose one player in the morning, Mark.
What?
Didn't even complete his first hole.
What happened?
The flange.
Oh.
Came in, then hit off at 7:37, and I think it was about 7:45. He's back to the shop, returned his cart, and that was it.
Couldn't go.
No, I had a bit of blurred vision, dizziness, wasn't feeling very well. Just spoke to him this morning, Monday morning, had an overnight stay in hospital.
Did you really?
So he's got an excuse for not putting a score in. So we wish you well, Ian. Hopefully that artery or vein or whatever recovers and you can be back to your normal annoying self.
Maybe the Cats didn't stress him out, did they?
Nah, well, they were in the afternoon, so I guess he missed going to the game. But the one positive was that he didn't mess his pants. So
There you go.
he's normally good at that, but he didn't do it this time.
We do wish you well.
For the Jamesies, for the Warriors, we had a first-time fill-in player, Joel Ness.
He was excited when he was stepping out onto the course.
Yes, he filled in for Sean Ward. Don't worry, Joel, that's what Wardy normally puts in, 23, so don't feel too bad. As I said, we try and get handicapped like for like.
Like for like.
Shirley Bell, 17, Shirley, for you. 10 on the front nine and 7 on the back. Had 6 wipes. Did have a 3-pointer on the 5th, though. And you did have 31 on Thursday, so maybe it's a Saturday problem. But that wasn't the worst score for the weekend,
Really?
Mark.
Is that right?
For the Bullies, Choco Royal, 25. John Wooten, 24. Then we had a 16.
Yes.
This person did have 36 points on Tuesday, and then also had 32 on Thursday. He had 7 on his first 9, then 9 on the last 9, 6 wipes. Maybe it was the return of Paul Marnie to his group, but Kevin Hudson had 16.
Wow. You know what? He was actually in the group behind me, Matty, and he walked across to me on the 13th tee, and he had this very proud protrusion in his pocket, and I thought he was a bit excited about the way his golf was going, but it turns out that he'd already hit, I think, 2, maybe even 3 out of bounds on the 12th, and he
He's picked them all up.
pocketed the balls and put them in his pocket.
Well, there he was. I'm hitting off the first, and he's on 18, and he's throwing shit at me as I'm teeing off. So, Kev, you got to look out for yourself, mate. 16. I'd had like 16 points after 7 holes. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, all right. This was the game, the next one that everyone has been talking about.
My goblins.
Your goblins.
My gobbles.
But you, in your debut game for the season, possibly the one and only, were lining up for the Pirates against your love children.
Double agent me.
Oh,
Double agent.
Oh, well, let's have a look. There was a lot of commotion around the pro shop before you started. Let's have a look at how you were feeling before you went out there.
Matt, this is the practice green. Practice green.
Afternoon, guys.
How,
Big things are expected today.
so what do you think's going to happen?
Just track my score, M Milne. I don't know, what do you have, Hazy?
Don't ask. This is about you, mate. This whole day is about you.
Well,
what's going to happen?
I have had Andrew Wooten, who I'm filling in for, just give me a call from Rich River.
Yeah.
He did tell me not to bother playing for him because the rest of his Pirates teammates have played shithouse and it won't help, so...
Mate, stop deflecting. Tell us about you.
32.
What do you mean? What's 32?
32 points.
That's what you're going to have?
That's it.
That's pretty unlofty aims for a head professional.
Well, just try my best. I'm playing with mustard pants, so how am I going to put up with that all the way around?
Matty, a lot of deflection from you. I mentioned that in the video. There was a lot of deflection.
Yes.
You weren't prepared to talk too much about yourself.
No, that's me. I never talk about myself. I just try and bring everyone else into it.
Really?
Into things, yeah.
All right, well, let's put you on the first tee. Let's have a look at how you started. We might try and get the Dale Pollock tracer action onto this.
Are you feeling any pressure here at all?
Mark, I actually am. With you standing on the tee with that camera in my face, I'm extremely nervous. Playing with the great man Murray Wiley. Not sure how I'm going to compete there. And then we've got little Ralphenheimer Carnivale who smashes at 130. I'm not sure if we're going to get it past him either.
Do you reckon any of them are up to Peter Lonard? Last time you stood on this tee was with Lonard.
Yeah, well, no.
You know I did.
Can't go to that standards.
The moment that all Premier League fans have been waiting to see.
The king is on the tee.
The king is on the tee. Bigfoot for the Pirates. Here it is. That could be on the green. That could be on the green.
Very nice. Let's go, Pirates.
Well, I'm not going to do this for all.
Yeah, it was a little necky, but a little slider up there. Yeah.
Oh, I was pretty pure. Don't talk that down.
No.
And then I did get a text message from you a few minutes later after a birdie on the first saying,
One and done.
"One and done, you're all out."
Yeah.
Then you proceeded to birdie the second.
Yeah, hit a good shot. I reckon the girls, they might have got a little aroused when they were watching that come into the green. They were all standing up the back as they called us up there. And yeah, just did a good little 5-iron in there, Mark, to about 6 feet. And
Really?
Didn't get nearest the pin, though. Someone was a little better than me on that one. But yes, it was a good start to the
Nice
day,
little
mate.
roll here on the third that didn't go in, but you cleaned up for your par. You magnificent little pitch shot here on the fourth to salvage a par with an up and down, and things are looking pretty good until the fifth hole. I noticed that you flared one out a bit to the right here. Hey, you got to go. You got to go with these, mate. This is what you do to everyone
No,
else.
this is Lee. I need it. You're sounding like Lee now.
Oh, we won't get no more shots, but you were cruising along. You were going beautifully. You bounced back after the bogey on the fifth, and you had it all rolling. 4 birdies on the front nine?
Yeah, 4 on the front 9 and parred the 9th. The easiest par 5 in Australia. Had a 5 there.
5 for 1.
5 for 1 there, yes. And parred 10, then the pin on 11. How difficult was that? Had a little 6-footer for birdie left of the hole. It got missed at the front edge, and then it proceeded to roll about 8 foot away. So there was a 3-putt bogey. 13, I had a 6-footer for birdie, but
Oh, this works. This is good. No, let's not worry about this.
I did it for life though, okay?
Well, I'm going to, with the help of Dale Pollock, we're going to show you graphically what happened here. Mm-hmm. As we build across, you see this picket fence forming in front of you. This was the Bigfoot scorecard. It was. It's like you're building a house with Linda and the dogs and the kids.
Yes, I don't know, Mark. It was, what do I say? We'll just go. I've got some analysis here which we'll go into. But the Goblins, they had a magnificent 272 to 248 victory over the Pirates.
We're not done yet.
The Goblins had 14. Pirates had 13. For the Goblins, the ever consistent Brian Bell had 37. Murray Wiley, he had 36. I played with Murray on Saturday.
He's in good nick.
He's so good. He plays with Lee every week. I don't know how he does it. David Milne, 35. Johnny Bowman, Ray Liniger, Grant Adams, who was a fill-in, and so was Damien Smith on 33, while Pants Peacock, 32. Johnny Bowman has this shot on 11. Have a listen to Mustard Pants in the background.
Hey, here's a good press.
Here we go, Bowman
Not up, you're not in, John.
on 11.
Not up, you're not in.
No good, Johnny.
Oh, some cheeky commentary.
Oh, Johnny still had 33. Well done. For the Pirates, Richard Geary, 36. Richie House, 34. Oh, my score counted. 31. Alongside Steve Gill, 31. Sue Gregory, 30. And then Chris James had 29. Jeff Daniel and
Another
Dennis
counting
Wood.
score.
Another counting score for Jamesy. But not even the inclusion of the biggest, greatest recruit in Premier League history could get the Pirates over the line. He tried hard, the weight of expectation.
Oh, turn it up.
Maybe even it was his own weight.
Turn it up.
Body failing him, mental distress caused by Mustard Pants was way too much. You know what? On my day, the best 2 days, the best 2 holes that we had for the day was, got a video here of the 7th.
Here goes Diddums. He's lost his ball. He's crying up the 7th. Have a look at it. His bat and ball's gone out of the cot.
And this is where Mustard Pants lost his ball off the tee, proceeded to walk up the side of the fairway while we're playing our seconds, go to the 8th tee, did not speak to us once. Then I'm attempting to have my birdie putt on 7, and he decides to tee off at 8.
While you're on the 7th green.
While we're all putting out, and then he proceeds to sook on the tee about how we couldn't find his ball, 4 of us looking for it, but he did not speak for the whole hole, which was great. And then the best part there was playing the 18th, where he tried to do his stupid tee shot down the first fairway, cold topped it, and then he walked down the whole 18th fairway away from us, didn't talk to us once, and didn't even come on the green at the end, because he topped it twice into the water with his hybrid, and he stood on the first tee watching us putt out.
All right.
And then he proceeded to come on and shake my hands, and I just brushed him, gave him nothing.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
trouble in paradise.
Oh, mate, it's like playing with a juvenile. But anyway, the Goblins just keep winning. It was comprehensive, well-oiled machine. So the Goblins had 7 morning players, and only 2 counted from the morning. That was Damien Smith, who filled in for Yarni, and Ray Lineker's 33, while the Pirates had 6 players and 4 counted. Geary, Gregory, Jeff Daniel and Dennis Wood. So it was left to the PMs, and it was the consistent performers of Belly, Muzz Wiley, David Milne, Bowman, Peacock and Adams, who was a fill-in for Steve Smith. They dominate. But best of the Pirates was Richie Howes and me and Geely in the afternoon.
It's not done, mate. Don't deflect. You're like Larry Gomes tucking it around the corner.
I know.
Deflections.
Yes, well, I was the 3rd best golfer in the Milne family on Saturday.
I did want to say Richard Geary was super impressive again. Didn't start well, but just a machine. Impressive man.
Okay.
Very impressive. All right, Matty, we've come to a very important stage in this video.
Well, are we going to get to the Jamesies for this game?
Yeah, all right.
Goblins, Cranstone, Yvette Pollock 24, 23 for Timu Prime. You played with Timu?
Yeah, I stuck a couple where they shouldn't have been stuck, including this one out on the 14th.
Burn walking towards the Burn Boulevard, but alas, it's for Toby.
Oh, that'd be a given for him every week. And for the Pirates, Johnny Poe 25. Improvements on the 17 and 18, Johnny. Keep working on that coaching we've been working on the last week or two. Cliffy McCorkle lost his best buddy Flanders. He only had 23. Kenny Latter returned from up north. He had 22. Justin McGrath 22. Wendy Scuba Hub 20.
Is it nearly time for a deep dive into Justin McGrath's game?
Well, Justin. What do we say? Your performance epitomises the Pirates over the last couple of weeks. We highlighted you a few weeks ago, and then you had 22 on Saturday. I think I know how you feel. Because playing with Soupy, Tickle and Jeff Daniel would be like playing with McMustard Pants every week. I think you might need a break from them as well, like I need from Mustard. I know you've got your golf trip coming up this weekend, and all those boys will be on the trip again with you. Oh, joy for you with that. But hopefully you have been a past winner of that golf trip, that you may find your early season form. Nothing better than going away on a golf trip, but let's hope you can come back refreshed and maybe lead the Pirates to the finals. But it's getting harder and harder for your team now.
Well, normally that would be the throw to the ladder based on the run to the finals. But Matty, there's been an influx of video questions.
Oh, really?
It's a new segment we've got. It's Ask the Pro.
Okay. I'm happy to answer.
But it's not about tips. It's about how it's like to be on the other side of some abuse based on failed Premier League performances.
Right. Well, I'm pretty used to handling abuse because you've seen me in the pro shop cop it from everyone all the time. But anyway, I can take it on board. Let's see what we got.
All right, well, let's go. I've got this first question's come in from Shirley Bell. And the question is, Matt, I played in front of you on Saturday and noticed your struggles, especially late. It's not easy playing with the video on you when you're not that good, is it?
No, correct. I would totally agree. And a bit like when old mate here was filming me on the first 5 holes, I flourished when he was there. Just when he left, I was no good. I like that.
You're a performer in front of the...
in front of the camera all day long. Nothing better.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, well... Peter DeFazio was the next to ask a question. He had this for you. He says, Matt, I saw you started well, but you obviously chose the wrong pills and went limp on the back 9. Do you need my chemist?
Well, Peter, I think that's a fair point. I did start to get a little weary over the end of the day. Yarni Lathouris will definitely know why I was starting to get a little bit tired. But yes, it was the body. I was starting to get a little weary. I'd been up all morning, and then I'm getting a bit old like you.
All right, we've got another video submission here. This time from the captain, the spiritual leader of the Warriors, Jill Barker.
Maddie, how many times have I asked you to play for me and you always say no? And now you've gone out and you've played for Andrew Wooten. Well, if he's not paying $200 for you, I will be really angry.
What do you got to say about
Jill,
that one?
Well, Jill, let's just say I had a phone call at around 12 o'clock from Andrew Wooten from up at Echuca on their golf trip. actually informing me that he didn't want me to play for him. He said the rest of the Pirates were going shit house and were having shit scores, so my score wasn't going to help, so don't bother playing. But because I made the commitment to the Premier League family and the team, I went out and played. But he didn't want me to play very well, so I gave them hope early and then just plateaued off towards the end.
Larry Gomes, look at him go. All right, next question is from Paul Marnie. We have this little video here of Paul reintroducing himself to you in the pro shop, having not been here for a couple of weeks, but then after the round after the score that came in from your good self, this is what Paul had to say. He says, Matt, I wanted to stay and watch you play, but I was too pissed. How did you go?
Paul, I started off really well. I actually made more points than you in the first 13 holes, so I think I went really well. But yeah, I know how you feel. The course is getting too long. Don't hit it far enough. And I felt the same on Saturday.
Oh my God. This is a really hard-hitting, probing angle here from Fran Stone. Fran says, I missed you on the couch on Friday night, Matt. I've just unsubscribed from you.
Oh, come on, Fran. I had Blacklist there ready to watch, and I watched it by myself. Now I know you unsubscribed from me, so anyway, I'm only up to about to start season 2, so if you want to jump back on board, I'll sign you up to a new plan and we'll get going again.
Oh my goodness. Now I'm not sure if we've got a video submission here from Yanni Lathouris.
Yes, he is messaging me now about when are we recording, but anyway, Yanni, just send it through, you know why.
I'm not sure how we deal with this, Matty, because he's meant to have sent us something.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe I put words in your mouth, Yanni, that the great man here's played for you already, and then you didn't want second best, so you can keep your little Hayes man as your fill-in. That's all right. I'll stick with Ando. He's big, bad and bald and bearded.
G'day, Mr. Matthew Milne. Every second week you give me the absolute grill of a lifetime. You get me to pay for charity, for filling in for me. Then you call me stinky, and people at the club think that that's what I am. Every time I rock up on a Saturday morning, I've got people telling me, steer clear, don't go downwind. And then you fill in for me this week. And I don't know if you were trying to be like my mate Biscuit, but you absolutely had a shocker on Yanni's octagon. What the hell happened?
Thanks for the question, Yanni. Good to hear from you. I had heard about the octagon over the last couple of months, and I actually thought it was a myth, but yes, it came to fruition on Saturday. The Yanni octagon. I don't know how 5 holes can be an octagon, but that's another question. That's probably just the mind that Yanni works in. But yes, I did find it very difficult. It is a thing that's there now, and it could come into calculations. Tim Belitho obviously had an issue with the octagon as well. But anyway, Yanni, the other thing is, yes, you do have fill-ins, you do pay for charity, but I've never filled in for you. I've never filled in for you ever, and I didn't fill in for you on Saturday. I filled in for Ando, so I'm not sure what substances you've put into your body over the weekend at Rich River, but it's obviously affecting your thoughts. So hopefully you're okay. You'll be back into golf on Saturday. You will be stinking on Saturday after a weekend away with the boys on the beers and stuff and meat and steaks and all that. So you will be stinking Saturday, and I would warn, public service announcement, that stay clear of Yanni Lathouris. Do not go downwind on him.
All right, Matty, let's have a look at the ladder. It was a massive week of movement for the probably second or third week in a row. The Bullies had a chance to solidify, didn't. They failed miserably, slid down the ladder, really opened it up at the bottom end of the 4, but at the top end is where all the action happened. Bye-bye Tornadoes and hello to your Goblins.
The Goblins. The Tornadoes have slipped to 3rd.
Wow.
Goblins go to the top on percentage, but yes, it's a interesting ladder as you can see there. And if you look at the bottom, time's running out, and I suppose you have a look at the Pirates and the Hookers down there, with the Pirates being sort of 2.5 games out, or 1.5 out. But the Pirates...
they're 2.5 out.
2.5,
and
is it?
percentage, yeah.
So you look at the Pirates, who they've got upcoming. They've got Peakers, Bullies, Crusaders, Warriors.
Yeah.
And then the Hookers have got Goblins, Warriors, Peakers, Tornadoes. So you would think they're going to need to win all of those to
be any chance
to make finals.
Yeah,
so.
no, they're right on the brink. The Pirates are...
The Hookers have still got Survivor to play for. The Pirates have got nothing except pride.
Pride, but great effort from the Goblins. They were stone motherless a month ago, and here they are, top of the heap. It's extraordinary turnaround. So 4 matches to go before we set down the final slate, and let's see how it pans out. But it's too hard to predict at the moment.
Yeah, so we've got the Peakers 2nd versus the Pirates 7th this week. It's interesting, though, that this round last year, earlier in the season, was when we played the par comp on that day.
Yes.
And these were where they were all 1 and 2 point margins. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. But earlier in the round, we had the Peakers 268, defeated the Pirates 267. For the Peakers, DeFazio, Rim and Mr. Winchelsea top scored, while Strady 180 Wood. That was the day he had the hole-in-one.
Yeah.
Richard Geary, McCorkle, Steve Gill, James Inhouse were the best. Peakers have won 6 of their last 8 games.
That's extraordinary.
While the Pirates have lost their last 2. Pirates should see the return of Sue Holland, Manny Golfus. Didn't play on Saturday. Then again, your score hasn't counted for 4 rounds, so you haven't been missed much really on Saturday. And Andrew Wooten, big loss for this week is the unavailability of Matthew Milne.
They'll be horrified, the season ticket holders of the Pirates.
Jeff Daniel, Justin McGrath, Richie Howes are on the golf trip. Juzzy and Richie, if you need fill-ins, contact me by the end of tomorrow. Mr. Daniel's already got one. Juzzy, you really need a fill-in for you. No, I was going to say, no, I'm not going to fill in for you. So I've got a wedding on Saturday night, so I'm unavailable. But
That's
good excuse.
Wedding.
Well, the Peakers should see the inclusion of Ange Foote. Peakers need a bit more out of Jan Cogger. Now, Jan, not had a counting score since round 4, and we're now in round 11. Alan Kerry, 25, 23, 23, 21. Definitely not good enough. Cute as a button, 28, 27, 28, 24. What do we say? Missing Flanders too, are we? Sean Boland, 28, 26. Definitely not good enough from you, Sean. You're obviously the 3rd best golfer in your family, just like me. The Peakers will be missing Jeanette Johnson for the next 3 weeks.
Wow.
And this is a big loss for the Peakers.
What's JJ up to?
Well, she's going over to Broome in WA, up around that area. She's played 9 rounds and her score's counted every week.
Wow.
So that is going to be a big miss. She has paid for a fill-in for the 3 weeks. So
good team player.
She'll be missing. So it's going to be an interesting game with some key players missing for both teams.
Well, the second match we want to look at, Matty, is that it's really important now, particularly for the Tornadoes, but now, and both actually, the Bullies have slid down to 4th when they had a chance to really take the lead. Yeah,
so the Tornadoes won this match earlier in the season, 257 to 255. The leading scorers were Nipper, Ian Davis and Barrymore Bowles for the Tornadoes. They were the best scorers, while Rossi Morland, Choco Royal and Judy Said were the best for the Bullies. The Bullies have had 2 wins and a draw in their last 5, while the Tornadoes have lost their last 3. Bullies hopefully will see the return of Stu Anderson and Cooper McMurrich. Coop had a birthday on Saturday night, sleepover he had to attend.
Oh, a sleepover?
So good luck. Hope you had some fun, Coop. While we've got some improvement from Choco and Jackie Rowe. You need to lift yourself up there. And then Kevin Hudson. The only one was up, John Wooten. Come on, Johnny, you need some more, 29 and 24. Well, the Tornadoes should see Neil Ryan come back, Johnny leading in the Glacier. They didn't play on Saturday, big missing. MH, you're going to be a Tornado this week. You're filling in for Malsey.
Oh, okay. No worries. Yeah, that's good.
He told you that?
Malsey's handpicked me for this assignment.
Yes, handicaps are very similar, so it works well, but not sure what Malsey's up to. Way 2 weeks in a row. Good luck, Matthew. Well, Tornadoes need something from the bagman O'Neill, Duncanson.
I'm just not a very religious man, though. I'm not sure how I'll go under mufti orders.
Yeah, true. True, yeah. He's still away, the Sheik, isn't he? Darren Wilson, out of the Tornadoes. He's on the trip. He has organised to fill in, though. So, Justin, Richie, you may need to put your hand in your pocket. The Bullies will be still missing Ross Morland. He's over in Fiji. He's also played for a fill-in player, so that's all good for him. Tornadoes' consistent performers who need to keep it up are Lynn Kirby, Ian Davis and Robbie Moorcroft, while the Bullies need the continued recent efforts and scores of Raviani, Rodwell.
Doesn't Rob Moorcroft look a svelte, fine figure at the moment?
He's looking good.
Looking real sharp.
Yeah, he's looking really good.
Matty, this is the next one on paper. Doesn't look like much of a match, to be honest. The Goblins and the Hookers.
Yes, Goblins first and the Hookers 8th. Last time they met, the Hookers got over the line by one. Yeah, 262 to 261.
Geez, that's a long time ago now.
Good old Mustard Pants had 36 that day.
That's a long time ago.
Mustn't have drank on the course, or he wasn't being a dickhead on the course, so maybe that's why he played well. Finchy, Mum, she was good that day, and Blenna Hassett, while the Goblins had Timu had 35.
That's a long time ago.
Whitson, Joy Francis, Belly, you even scored. And Johnny Dixon's score counted. Recent form suggests it's a fait accompli for the Goblins, and it's by how far. But what do the Hookers have to play for 4? And that's Survivor. They're still alive there. Hookers have lost 5 of their last 6, while the Goblins have won their last 5 straight. Hookers continue to get solid contributions from Mother, Timber Litho, Burn Boulevard and Blenna Hassett, but they do need something from Sue O'Connor and Paul Marnie. Hopefully they see Dino and Andreas peg it up this week. Not sure about Samsung. Well, the Goblins need something out of Arthur McPhee. After you won the Travis Matthews shirt, Arthur, you've gone 26, 28, 26, back into old habits. You can't rest on your laurels and expect the team to carry you every week. The Goblins should see the return of Stephen Smith and Yanni Lathouris.
Okay. And look, this next one's not really...
I was going to say, we might just give a quick shout out to Johnny Dixon here. He won the Dick off yesterday in the match play. Beat Wayne Dixon. So Johnny is the king of the Dicks at our club now. So he won on the 20th hole.
A thriller.
The 20th hole he got up on. So
wow, congratulations.
Congratulations, Dick O.
Dick O. Yeah, no, that's really good. A great match, obviously.
It was fantastic.
Well, should we push on?
We can.
The next game, it's 5v6, so, you know, in some ways it's not a glamour game, but it's really important for these Crusaders to turn this ship around.
Yeah, very big match here to keep both teams' finals aspirations alive. Last time they met, Warriors were 271 to the Crusaders 270. Xavier was 38, Helen Powell, Johnny Hill, Adam Shawcross were scoring, while Biceps, Spoof Ed, Dale Scott and Bernie Reid were the best for the Warriors. Warriors have won 1 of their last 5, but returned in a big way on Saturday just gone, while the Crusaders have had 2 wins and a draw from their last 5. Crusaders need some extra from Bobby Gibbs. Missed a week, then came back with 28. Gibbsy, when you have continuity of game, you play better. Johnny Hill, you've been shocking the last period of time, 30 and 28. Not sure what's going on with you. Maybe you should play with Mustard Pants. You should see the return of Shawcross, Connolly and Isbell, though, which will strengthen their team, while the Warriors were happy to see a return to form for the whole team. Well done, you took notice of what we've been saying the last 2 weeks. They should see the return of Flanders, Wardy, Rico and the Milkman.
What a quartet that is.
Big, isn't it?
Can you just go through that again?
Flanders, Wardy, Rico and the Milkman.
Wow, what a cross-section of the community.
A win for the Warriors keeps them in touch with the top 4, while a loss for the Crusaders could see them slip from finals contention.
Well, that's about it, I think, Matty. Have you pulled through all right?
Yes, mate. I've got another week of what I've just put up with now.
In what sense?
I'm going to have 120 imbeciles coming in having to go at me over the next 5 to 7 days. But that's all right. I've got broad shoulders.
And you've got a picket fence to protect you.
Yeah, I have. I can just put that up there. Yeah. But I'll just get on the front foot. Yes, I succumbed to the pressure. I was there. I was in a position to really go forward. And then I just capitulated. I was shocking.
God.
I was I got to the triangle, and then all I heard was when we're playing 15 from Mustard Pants, here comes the golden triangle, here comes the golden triangle, golden triangle's coming up. It's like, yes, I know, Lee, it's okay. But
You were bold. You got 4 points out of it.
yeah, I did, yeah. Some of those pin positions on Saturday.
Well, that's all we've got this week. Thank you to Neville Richards. Luke Campbell and the team have been exceptional, and that continue to be. So we love the involvement of Neville Richards. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Mark. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed my first and only time of Premier League golf.
And thank you to Dale Pollock for all his visual mastery here on this video.
Thanks again, guys. It was a pleasure. Go the gobble gobbles.